everybody, welcome back to the Malbeefance channel. This is episode 8 for our Strategic Command American Civil War series replay. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the turn. Go ahead and advance it for the computer. So the turns are starting to get a little bit longer. Last turn was a little over 20 minutes. Trying to keep these at 30 minutes or lower, so we may be seeing the point where it's going to be one turn per episode. Keep an eye on it, see what happens. War Department reports progress in logistics up to 29%. That's for logistics level 4. There is our ledger for next turn. Alright, computer is calculating supplies for the upcoming Confederate turn. Alright, what do we get? Alright, so General Pope moves out of there. The other cavalry unit there in the far west moves out. They try and reinforce their position near Cairo. Not a wise move. And it looks like the Carrollton Brigade has moved out. I doubt Joplin's going to retreat. Alright, so the Ranger unit attacks in Texas. And here comes the assault on Fort Thorne. It's only a matter of time. Okay, so Joplin's trying to fight its way out. More battling around Cairo. Now, if you have played the game on the Confederate side, you know that the 3 brigades that I've taken out near Cairo, plus the 2 that are pretty much trapped there now, that is a sizable portion of the Confederate forces along the Mississippi here at the beginning of the game. So General Polk's forces have, as I suspected, they advanced through Mudford. Okay, now here's something that I had spoken about in an earlier episode. The Mexican president had cut off, he was temporarily delaying payments, debt payments. And the European powers weren't too happy about that, so now you have Britain, France, and Spain are attacking Mexico in an effort to ensure that those debt payments continue. The Mexican president stopped doing it because of the crushing inflation that was happening. He's hoping to turn that around and then get back to paying the payments within 6 months to 2 years. All right, bushwhackers in Missouri. Union warships blockading Hampton Roads. So getting back to Mexico, and there's our convoy interdiction. So getting back to Mexico, at least on the part of the British, the idea of the intervention was to ensure a stable Mexican government and to get the payments going again. But France and Spain had other ideas, and it eventually turned into a full-blown attempt at conquest of Mexico. Alright, so there's General Longstreet spotted by Fredericksburg. And here comes some more divisions. So due to the speed in which the Confederate forces are moving through Kentucky, I'm going to deploy these divisions here to support the Army of the Cumberland. So Judy Kim Wen is going to deploy here, and Toaster D over here by Evansville. Alright, so since the map has got us here, let's go ahead and start here in Kentucky in the Central Theater. So now I've got somebody in Greensburg. So that'll keep them from advancing any closer to Frankfurt. That's about the best I can do for Munfordsville. But at least we're blocking Elizabethtown. And then I can use the cavalry to find out what's in Hartford. Okay, it's just a brigade. That's why they were able to move so fast. Alright, so as much as I would like to upgrade these two units, I don't want to lose Madisonville. So we'll advance them, and then hopefully next turn I'll be able to upgrade these two divisions. Alright, so I'm going to keep the Timberclad import. Let's see if we can locate General Polk. No, he's all the way over here. I was hoping he'd be in this hex right here, so I got to attack him again. We're going to continue to block the road. I'll go ahead and upgrade Buckeye Nick's division and reinforce the brigade defending Cairo. In the meantime, let's go ahead and finally finish off this brigade. Let him get out of the combat zone. And now we can focus on the brigade Cape Girardeau. Alright, so moving Halleck any closer isn't going to do any better. But I'll move him closer anyway, just to be on the safe side. You never know. Alright. Upgrade. Torta paste. And that brings us to General Fremont's army. And the siege of Joplin. So we're finishing circling the town. Let's get him out of there. Alright, so we got the town surrounded now. Hopefully next turn we'll be able to take it. Nothing I can do here down at Fort Washita. Alright, so out here in the far west, let's go ahead and swap them out. That's about all I'm going to be able to do there. Eventually I'm going to get some more scripted units showing up here around Albuquerque, Fort Berkeley. Alright, down here to the Mississippi. Okay, so the Water Witch has resupplied. Let's get her back out. And now we'll have the Michigan gunboat move in to resupply. Unadilla moves out. And Powhatan is not losing supply like I would have expected her to. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth there, but with the other gunboat there, I can finally move down and block the convoy route going into Galveston. I know I said I was going to rotate all three of these frigates. Uh-oh. There we go. Sorry, lost control of my mouse there for a second. Don't know what happened. I'll go ahead and get the Sabine down here as quickly as I can, and that'll help with these guys. I mean, they're still decent on supply at the moment, so I've got time. Alright, now I don't believe I got any more ships. Nope. Okay. So that brings us to... Oh, I keep forgetting about this timberclad up here in Cincinnati. Let's go ahead and get them upgraded. Okay. Not much I can do for the Army of the Ohio. I can upgrade this guy. Hopefully next turn I'll be able to reinforce him. Alright, let's go ahead and have... How much? It'll take him 3 to get up there, 1 to attack. He won't be able to move back behind the fortifications, so I'll let him sit there this turn. Go ahead and swap these guys around. Yeah, let's go ahead and swap him out. Reinforce him. Alright, so the attack on Winchester. Do I really want to do this? Because, I mean, there's no telling what reinforcements might be back here at Woodstock and in Kernstown. But if nothing else, we can do a lot of damage. Not as much as I had hoped. Alright, so let's shift around this way. And now next, as long as he's not in contact, I'll be able to upgrade him. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for Northern Virginia. And I think that pretty much covers everybody. So the Army of the Ohio, Pope's Army of the Cumberland, Grant's Army of the Tennessee, Army of the Mississippi, Army of the Arkansas, Far West. Oh! The Sioux Cavalry. Alright, so I didn't advance him all the way up against the border because it would have converted these hexes over to Union control, and I want to try and fake out the computer, have him close enough to where he can go ahead and take this town before they can transfer any reinforcements, and who knows, if we're lucky I may be even to get to Lassie and knock one of the Indian tribes out of the water. Alright, so that's probably going to do it for operational and combat movements. Research is maxed out, so there's nothing I can do there. Alright, so purchasing units. Alright, let's go ahead and see what kind of gamers we got out there. So I know most of you people that are watching this, you're more than likely big fans of grand strategy games and 4X games, combination of the two. Let's see how many folks out there are first-person shooter FPS fans. Let's see who knows this name without looking it up. Riley's Rangers. All right. So now, with what I got left over, did I purchase the siege artillery? Did I do that last turn? Yes, I did. Okay, so I got 2 on the way. In that case, order a couple of divisions, couple of mountain divisions. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. This was another suggestion that was made about going ahead and getting some mountain divisions out there into the far western theater. But also I may be able to use them to reinforce General McClellan's Army of the Ohio for fighting there in southwestern Virginia. So oh, wait a second, I forgot. Upgrade them first, then name them. So I'll name that mountain division after the Ozark Mountains. And then the other mountain division. I did it again. I forgot to up. Grr. There we go. All right, so that gets us 2 mountain divisions in the pipeline. So I've got enough for another river ironclad. This is probably, how many of those am I going to have now? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 1 already out there, so that makes 6. So this will make 7. That should do it for river ironclads. All right, so we'll go ahead and bank the remaining 111. That's going to do it for this turn. We got enough time. We're going to go ahead and advance. We'll get 1 more turn going. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. All right, decision. What do we got? Okay, so I was talking about this earlier. Okay, so the 1st California Infantry under Colonel Carleton, they're going to start marching eastward. And I need to decide what direction they're going to take. They can either head towards Fort Bowie or head towards Denver. I usually always send them to Fort Bowie. I've been lucky as many times as I've played this game. I've been able to keep the Far Western Theater focused right around Fort Thorne. And by the time the California column shows up, it completely turns the tide for the battle there in southern Arizona. So I'm going to send the California column out to Fort Bowie. Unfortunately, it is going to wind up starting a war between the Union and the Apache tribes. All right, Spanish leaders considering recognizing the Confederacy as a cotton shortage begins in Europe. Just buy their cotton someplace else. Mexican President Juarez orders the closure of the port of Veracruz. So now you're going to see a lot of these messages popping up that will walk us through the historical invasion of Mexico. Pro-Confederate bandits cause disruption in Kentucky, which reminds me I got to correct the spelling of the Kentucky cavalry. Pro-Confederate bandits disrupt on the other side of Kentucky. Pro-Union bandits disrupt in Kentucky. Union warships blockading the Hampton Roads. Mexican President Juarez issues a call to arms following the European occupation of Veracruz. So, this speech did go a long way to rising up Mexican sentiment to resist the European invaders. All right, Union developed Scout Level 1. There's our ledger for the upcoming turn. Computers calculating supplies. Spanish mobilization has reached 30%. Not good. Not terrible, but not good either. Alright, so last turn it was, we got snow in northern Virginia. Rain over here in along the Cumberland River. So that's going to slow down movement. So we got some movement going on over here in western Kentucky. I don't know if the computer's going to leave Paducah ungarrisoned. If they do, that would be nice. And so attacks all across the fronts. Out there around Fort Thorne, down here around Fredericksburg and Alexandria. Joplin Brigade still trying to fight its way out. And And it looks like they're still trying to relieve the forces up there in the Cape. General Grant's forces have got a handle on that. Alright, so some shifting around over in Northern Virginia. Probing attack in Western Virginia. So that was a lot of rail movement right there. I don't know if you guys heard the sound bite for the rail movement. Confederate forces are shifting their troops around pretty aggressively. Pro-Union bandits disrupting Kentucky again. And there's our report about blocking the Hampton roads. There is our convoy interdiction report. Calculating supply for my upcoming turn. And there is our activity summary. Alright, there's the other gunboat reinforcement down there by the Mississippi. And now our reinforcements. Okay, so now I've deployed, let me see, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, I've got 8 infantry divisions out there in the Central Theater. So I'm going to need to relieve these Marines eventually. So let's go ahead and put the Video Toaster Division here in the Eastern Theater. And so there is the Arkansas Cavalry Division. And I want to go ahead and I want to attach them obviously to General Fremont. Tahoma gunboats, and there is the 125th Michigan Guards Brigade. Again, they are going to be out here in Missouri. Alright, so now my riverboat reinforcements are showing up. Get them up there by St. Louis. There's my monitors. Deploy them here on the Potomac River. Because either next turn or the turn after, the Virginia monitor is going to deploy. And so now I've got them ready for when that happens. Alright, so that is it for my reinforcements. So since we're on this side of the map, I want to go ahead and upgrade Butler's Brigade with the scout capability. Oh, let's go ahead and upgrade that lighthouse. Alright, so how's he fit for supplies? He's at 8. Alright, Minnesota can go in for resupply while the Sabine takes over garrison duties. Now, the way the rules go, in order to interdict the supply line, you only got to be adjacent to it. You don't have to be on top of it. But I'm just playing it safe, and I'm sitting on top of the hex, if I can. Alright, so let's see if we can take out... I've got 3 gunboats here. Let's see if we can take out this fort. So he only did 1 damage. And he only did 1. But he was able to get 2. And there we go. Now the significance of that is, if you'll notice, the convoy route going into Nolens has been diverted because of Union gunboats in the Mississippi Delta. Okay, destroying that fort goes a long way to making it more difficult for the Confederacy to reestablish this supply line. That's one of the reasons why you keep seeing a Confederate riverboat coming down here to go ahead and open up that supply line again. Alright, so moving over to the Far West Theater, pressure is starting to mount. I can only repair him 1 point. I've got to do what I got to do. Upgrade the brigade. I mean, I usually don't hold Fort Thorne. They usually push me back to Santa Barbara, and then what I got to do is use the mountains to my advantage on holding them back until the California column shows up. Alright, so let's reinforce the folks garrisoning Fort Washita. Fort Gibson is okay. Now let's go ahead and see if we can't get the brigade out of Joplin. It doesn't look like it. The weather is impeding us. So I'll just go ahead and reinforce. We'll jump on Chistenala while we have the chance. Can I upgrade him? Yes, I can. So we'll upgrade that regiment. We'll keep Joplin surrounded. Hopefully next turn we'll be able to take it. Upgrade the brigade, watching Carrollton. Alright, nothing I can do with these units. They just deployed, but let's go ahead. I could have put him on river transports, but that means he would have had to have dropped off somewhere right here. And I don't want to deploy them right next to an enemy unit. Not the wisest move. Alright, so it looks like we may be able to clear out the Cape. Or not. Alright, so no, we were not able to do that. Alright, next turn it is. So unfortunately that passed up an opportunity for me to liberate Paducah. Alright, let me go and upgrade the reserve divisions while I can. As I mentioned before, I wasn't sure if I'd get a chance to upgrade these two divisions, but I do, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there's just a brigade down here, and then I got a cavalry unit down here by Bowling Green. Alright, I can't see what's in Greensburg. Let's see if we can. There we go. Alright. So we'll have Far S attack. And the 15th, because there's no chance of them taking damage. Preschlock will move in behind them and cut them off. Which leaves Dino to go ahead and take back Munfordsville. Let's get Pope a little closer to the action. Alright, so we're guarding Madisonville. That prevents an advance on Evansville. But unfortunately, Princeton is wide open. Hopefully we'll be able to correct that here shortly in a turn or two. Alright, so that brings us to the Army of the Ohio. Let's go ahead and see if we can do anything for this scout. Nope, all we do is wind up losing a point. Upgrade the Lewisburg Brigade. Upgrade the Stoughton Brigade again. Felipe Brigade. Now, upgrading them with scouts helps because sooner or later the computer might try a push out from Stoughton heading towards Morganstown. And with them having the improved spotting, I'll be able to see that. I have a better chance of seeing it. Same thing goes with the folks here in Cumberland. Sometimes the computer will push up that way trying to take that objective. Alright, so Winchester will attack there again, do a bunch of damage. Let me upgrade him. Upgrade, not reinforce, upgrade. Click the correct button. Okay, so I got two Confederate corps, or excuse me, two Confederate infantry divisions on the Northern Virginia front, so I'm going to need more infantry divisions over here to counter that. So upgrade another unit there, and yep, there it is. So they've got level 1 infantry equipment also. Alright, unfortunately that means I gotta take this chance. Any other ships? I don't think so. Nope. Alright. These two infantry divisions working together can wipe out any one of my brigades, including the ones that have level 1 infantry equipment also. So hopefully I can get some more infantry divisions out here pretty quickly to help counter this. Alright, so I got 300 points left over, or I should say open for research. Alright, so what are we going to do? I'm surprised I haven't made that core breakthrough yet. Alright, lots of good choices, but let's go ahead and keep pushing with field telegraph and infantry tactics. So that maxes it out again. I don't think I have enough left for anything. I could get a frigate. I definitely could use another one of those. But I'm not going to be able to deploy it with the advanced engines. I'm going to have to add those when... Oh, there's a name for you. Ammonoosuc. Okay, well, the frigate Ammonoosuc is now in the pipeline. Alright, so that is going to do it for this turn. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you made it this far, please leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment, and share if you know somebody that would like this kind of content. And I will see you on the next one.